Good evening everyone, welcome to another tournament stream. Just to start off, there's a 5-minute delay on this stream, so anything that you say in the chat that I react to, you hear 5 minutes later. It also means that from now on, I'm no longer chatting in the chat as in typing. You will just hear my very much delayed replies. So basically, we're going to go to my garage and we're going to have a look at what's happening here. Not much at the moment, but the room invite will be up momentarily. Then we are starting it off with ASP versus Mir. M1R that is. So Mir, I think I should say. The reason I say it like that is that Mir is actually the first... I can't brain anymore. Anyway, Mir is the Russian word for peace, so I actually quite like that. Anyway, if you are looking for streams, there's a bunch of them today. Basically, I'm just going to take you to the chart. These are the teams that are still here today. Like I said, we are starting off with ASP, which is the serious guys versus Mir. And after that, we're going to be following Legion. However, if you want to watch first Reti versus Win, and then through the after that Souls, then you need to switch to What One's Helper. If you want to see Souls versus Tercios Españoles, and then switching to EG versus Kraken S, then you need to go to Every. He's also the Portal stream today. So basically, watch through the portals to get rewards and all of that. And you have Fugit streaming Mates versus RO1. And then through the bracket. But like I said, I'm starting with ASP versus Mir, and then switching to Legion versus Immor, and then following the brackets. So, 4.5 minutes left to go before we go into the actual battle. That is way more than plenty of time left. Basically, I apologize for any brain derps that I might have. I'm not having the best day health-wise, and that means that concentration is special. Let's put it that way. So we are starting off on Oasis Palms. It looks like this, yeah, 3 bases, A and B in the city-ish area and base C in the desert. Positioning around C is the position that I like best. However, you have base A and B much closer together and easier to dominate together. So it's always interesting to see what people are going to be doing on this map, especially since they can also go through the ditch in the middle and everything. It's a fun map. But tournament-wise, it's not too predictable, and that's one of the reasons that I like to see it in tournaments. And of course, we've not seen Mir play yet, but we saw last Wednesday, we saw ASP play, and they knocked out Loka, so they have the potential, but you just see a bit of a lack of experience when it comes to top tournaments like this. And basically, we just need to wait now for 3 minutes and about 20 seconds before we go into the actual first battle of this matchup. It is the best of 3, so the team that reaches 2 victories first is the one that is going through to the next round. And we won't be seeing them after that. We will be seeing, like I said, Legion. So, we see that ASP has now completely readied up with 2 Vicus, 2 IS-4s, an E3 and 2 E5, so a relatively mobile lineup with 1 big gun. Mir, on the other hand, seems to be trolling, no idea what they're doing that. I'm not sure they know what they're doing, but we'll see. Honestly, know very little about the team, so let's actually have a quick look to see what we can find out about. Actually, this was easier. They came first in their group, so that's something. Stats-wise, they're a bit mixed overall. And apparently Wargaming lost bots according to this guy, but there's also a drug reference there. Name-wise, this team isn't the best, let's put it that way. So yeah. And yes, Capsule, I am streaming Legion tonight, but we are starting it off with ASP versus Mir. And that has everything to do that Legion has a bye, so they don't play the first match. They only come in the second round. So, let's see. Legion are my donut boys. And I'm actually even more interested in seeing Legion tonight because we have Zerd there now. And Zerd was the team captain of R2K. And I followed them very closely over the last couple of years. And it's just always been great fun. So seeing him in a different team was a bit of a surprise to begin with, but he went first from RTK to Immor, and then from Immor to Legion. So I'm very curious to see how that will go, and I like it. I mean, Legion has a very epic team. We had a lot of fun with them last spring season, so I'm actually curious to see how everything will go in autumn season. Now, of course, you need to keep in mind that none of these games are too serious. Well, for these guys, of course, it is, but when you get to the top 8, you see a drop in the level of gameplay and in the quality of gameplay, I should say. And that's logical, because at this stage, it's like you have to consistently get into the top 8 in order to get into the top 8 at the end of the season. So as long as you manage that, it's all good. So let's see. 35 seconds left to go before we go into the actual match, and Mur has now read up with 1 Vickers, a 268, 2 E5s, an E50M, and 2 IS4. So that's a it's relatively mobile, but still relatively heavy, because even in the form of their medium, they are relatively heavy, because the E50M is a big target and it's a ram panzer, but not like a typical medium. So here we go, countdown clock has begun. Mir is definitely trolling, which is not something that I would advise people to do, to be honest. And here we go into the first match of this evening. Let's see. Dun 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 dun. It would help if we actually got into the battle. I mean, I like hearing the music and seeing the loading screen and everything, but it's helpful if you get into the battle when you want to commentate on that battle. It's been doing this all day. Here we go. Well, that's not very nice. I'm not sure if they're aware that I can see the chat, but yeah. Let's go up and away and see what they do. We have ASP focusing entirely on the city-ish side, and we have Mir focusing entirely on the desert side. But we have the IS-4s together with the 268 going to the ditch, and the Object 268 is waiting to get a shot in there, probably expecting the E3 to camp. The E3 to camp at the back. But there's no one there. Now, they are flanking basically base Bs to avoid it being capped, but with 2 people capping, ASP will have the base advantage and the point advantage here. Even if only for a little bit, but it can be enough. 268 has relocated, is joining the rest of the team at the back. And we have the IS-4s basically overlooking and protecting base B, which is a good call, because now neither one can cap it. The IS-4 can cap it because then they would be murdered, but anyone going into it would get murdered as well. So right now not much is happening, but it will be up to Mur to actually make a move, because they have the disadvantage in points, however slightly. And that's going to be the tricky part, because when we saw them last, ASP I believe, it was also on this map, and you could see that they were playing brilliantly, but they did not have the ability to basically absorb the push that Immor made at the time. And that's why I'm quite curious what's going to happen here, because Mur is a clan that I've not seen or heard from either, so I'm not sure what their level is when it comes to tournament gameplay. But if ASP has been training and has been working on learning to absorb pushes, then it could work out beautifully. And you see the E5s activated as speed boost at the back, so there's something happening. We just don't know what yet. At the moment it just seems like they're crossing over, not really doing anything. So we have a bit of a stalemate game going on. Like last time, ASP is keeping all corners watched over, but also all protected. The E5s are just basically holding, 268 is moving. We have the Vickers going to join the E50M, but there's no one spotted at the moment and no shots being fired. One of the IS-4s relocated. But overall, again, you can hear, I'm not sure if you can hear that, but the player that I'm originally following You can hear basically the sounds that they make, and he's constantly switching his ammo, which is annoying. Honestly, I can hear that sound constantly. It's... But yeah, that aside, basically we have a stalemate. And now we have the E5 making a move. And the E3 is hiding in the bush, waiting for a target. Now he has been spotted as he fired, but he didn't do any damage. Shots are being fired, but no damage has been done. Basically nothing is happening here. But we have Mur pushing in through the city now. Perhaps they want to take base speed, but they're going to be in a tough pickle if they do that. Flytix is in a tough position though. But we have Wheel of Bots now attempting to cap base B and not being allowed to. We have the Vickers losing some HP. Sparkle taking way too much of a chance there. Godzima not looking too healthy either. We have the E50M together with, supported by the Vickers, doing great jobs. And the point advantage is very slow, but HP wise there's about 1.5k between them in ASP's favour. But ASP is basically caught out. And Mur is pushing, but again, ASP's weakness is absorbing that push. They're not really good at it. If you see the HP that they're basically losing, base A is being protected. But we have the Vickers and versus Vickers and the E50M. If he just touches him, he will be gone. He gets another shot in, but he's going to be gone. There's basically tanks disappearing left and right now. We're entering a bit of an F-fest, but the thing is that now we have an E3 with his back towards a big gun. Wizard has been taken out. But there goes the E3 as well. And basically, we have, Mur at a distinct disadvantage in guns. But overall, it is relatively close still. And it kind of depends on where they are. They're not focusing the same target exactly. Sparkle is almost gone. Just going to take you a little bit closer. Tekensis is now should be the preferred target. Sparkle's not going to go. There he goes actually. Vickers Phenomenon is running away but gets caught, and there we go. 1k points for ASP, and they have the first match. But it was relatively close. The push was chaotic, and I think that is mainly why Mur didn't manage to pull it off. And that's a big thing, in my opinion, because the base of the tactic that ASP is using for this map works out really well. But it's that absorption that they need for the push, that is where it's going wrong. They're not in a good position to absorb it. And that's why they basically get caught out. And Mur not coordinating their push right, and basically starting to but not committing to it, is what cost them this game. And why ASP won. So let's see. Now we see lineups changing on both sides. And we see that Mur is now taking 3 E5s, a Vickers, an E50M and 2 IS4s. And they're going to go up against a 268, 2 IS4s, a Mouse, 2 E5s and a Vickers. I'm kind of curious to see what the Mouse is going to do, because if you put a Mouse in base speed, that can work out. But depending on where your enemy team is, you can get farmed so hard then. So that's going to be interesting to see. 42 seconds left to go before we go into the second match of this matchup. And then we will know who is through to the next round. Just need to be a little bit more patient. But yeah, I am kind of curious about, again, the existence of the E50M in this matchup, but also the Mouse on the other side. For a map like this, I would prefer more mobile tanks like the IS4 and the E5. I mean, I've had one of my best games in the E5 on this map, to be honest. Well over 7k damage, which was a joy. But yeah, I understand that is not like normal, especially not in tournament games. Let's see. Hey Kiwi! Our main Legion cheerleader just arrived in the chat. And no, Juicy won't be streaming today. He's still feeling under the weather, but he is luckily feeling better now. As in, better than yesterday, so that's a good thing. Hopefully he will be back to normal and back healthy before long. So here we go, and we see Mu again focusing on the desert side, and now we see ASP basically doing the same thing. Sasbuku in trouble, but getting away with it, not actually getting hit. Base C is being kept. Tiny hit there. E50M is staying, even shooting. And we see some fire happening in the middle of the map as well, with the IS-4s facing off against the E5s and an IS-4. So that's going to be interesting, because they're both in relatively good position. Godzilla has been spotted already, he's losing some HP. Wargaming Lost Bots is losing HP as well. The mouse is taking some field wear, taking some hits as well. Mouse is shooting and is now actually driving down. That is interesting. And basically ASP is deciding to rush. They're not really committing to it much though, because they're not pushing on. They're literally just blocking him, and Failware is just, there's another tank arriving there. Failware is not going to be long for this world. There he goes. But Cadwin is not looking too healthy either. Then we have Coolman that has basically come on and joined the fight. And we see Flytix has been taken out. Coolman losing quite a bit of HP there. And now we see the rest of Mur rushing in. Coolman has been taken out. But this is kind of interesting to see, because with the rest of Mur arriving, the mouse is horribly angled here, but he is being ignored. Ikdemir is basically the preferred target here, and they're trying to take out Tegensis, but that's not going all that well. And there goes Ikdemir, which put ASP at a disadvantage gun-wise for now, but the mouse evens that out. But with so many guns shooting you from behind, that's not going to be good for Sparkle, and there he goes. Tombstone now getting shot. Godzilla is staying all the way at the back still, and that is, I think, a big mistake, because his firepower is needed here. If he had actually moved, he would have given another target and another gun doing big damage. But the mouse can only angle against so many directions. And there he goes. And now we have 2 versus 2. Vickers in the 268. Vickers having no armor whatsoever, losing nearly 1k damage here. 1k HP in one shot. In 2 shots actually. Getting tracked there, which is very lucky for him. No bases have been kept. And basically, Rebel now going towards base B, which is quite frankly the safest base to cap right now. And that could just win them the game. I mean, it's the Vickers and the 268 versus 2 mobile E5s. So that can be very interesting. Base has been capped. He will take a hit, but if he can get behind him, if he can get behind Godzilla, then phenomenal. I hope he's not actually... I'm not sure what he's doing, honestly. He's deciding to face hug the 268, which is not a good call. And now it's just Tombstone who is arriving. And this is basically Mur going YOLO. I can't really describe it any other way. Mur had this in the bank. All they needed to do is get behind Godzilla and not try to face hug him in like a big killer again. And what is he doing? And there we go. But he's not going to be able to angle against that Vickers. Unless he gets really lucky, which he doesn't. And Sasbuku wins it for ASP. But this was basically... I wouldn't say Mir was throwing the game, because that's not the case. This was Mir going YOLO and giving it away. And to be fair, Sasbuku, with the way that he ran away, played really well. But some big mistakes made on both sides, and those E5s deciding to go YOLO was the worst decision that they could make. In the meantime, someone is rude in the chat. And he can get a timeout for that. So that is the first matchup of the evening. And let's see, do we know yet what's happened for the rest? In the final stage. Wait, why is ASP there? Oh, because they're, yeah. Okay, so Win run from Areti, so by the looks of it, Mate run from Ro. And Tercios Españolas run from Souls. So these are the teams that we have left. There's another Soul Thieves, that's why you see them. And we just have to wait and see. How long do we have? We have 18 minutes. So that means I can show you some replays. And I'm gonna show you I'm gonna start it off with a replay that I promised to show today. That is if my laptop actually works with me. And that is Timo's replay. Let's see. It is a game in the new tank that we have, the Eraser. Basically a premium Oral. And the Oral is a great tank. I actually haven't collected my rewards yet, basically because I've been wanting to save my certs for grinding. And of course with the new line coming soon, I'm gonna save it for that. So let's see. Would be nice if the match actually started. I do notice, by the way, that Timio is carrying no promo whatsoever. I understand the need to save credits, but that basically nerfs yourself if you don't carry any promo with you. Let's see. Tank does look cool though, and I love the little drone. I mean, it still reminds me of Soundwave and his minicons. Not sure what Timo's doing here. Enjoying the scenery, perhaps. But the tank does look cool, not gonna lie. Not sure why he did that. I pretty surely only shot the ground there. But let's see, he has HE loaded. I think he wants to see if he can pen him with that. But then he doesn't, and he just shoots the Sue. This is something I can't really advise you to do often, because as cool as you think your tank looks, if you keep looking at your tank rather than what's happening around you, you're basically setting yourself back, because that can be very dangerous. Low roll because that wasn't HEable. Let's see. This is definitely HEable, assuming that he reloads in time, but he hit the ground. Would have been a nice shot though. A nice little bounce there. M6 basically focusing him. There you go. Hey Mel, hey Andy. Two of my favorite Blitz people arriving in the chat. And there we go, that one did pan. That is something you need to be careful though, because that too, with him, with Timo shooting outside of sniper mode a lot, it basically exiting sniper mode also throws off your aim, so it actually makes it more likely that you will bounce and miss your shots. Let's see. And he is going straight out at KV1S. Now I do like how Timo keeps checking whether or not he can HE someone, but you can rest assured that the chances of HEing a KV1S anywhere is very low, and this is what I meant with shooting outside of snack mode. Let's see. The M6 is still there. And that shot penned. And there goes the M6. Let's see. Well, that's a nice achievable butt. This is not cool though, Timo. I mean, you're having a great game, but you're literally like blocking his shot on purpose. Going up to the point of actually pushing the guy. Driving into his shots. That is not cool. You know better than this, and you are better than this, Timo. Let's see, one guy is running away. The VKO there is not, he's just standing there. Not aimed enough. There you go. That penned. Let's see. And there we go, it gets the last kill. Overall, damage-wise, it's a nice game. But this is not the way to play. You don't necessarily block your teammates, you don't push them away. Just play nicely. Is he hit twice? Looks like. So overall 4 kills. There we go. Let's see, what else have we got? We still have about 11 minutes, so that should be enough for another replay. And since I spotted Ohan in the chat, I'm going to show one of his too. Oh, and the Vickers light. I do absolutely adore the Vickers. It's a great little tank. It's one of the few British tanks that I really like, but then I really do like fast tanks. It really suits my gameplay at the moment. And let's see. Looks quite nice in that camo as well. Let's see. Playing quite aggressively, which I generally quite like. He's going to a position that I quite enjoy. Oof, that is a big hit though. That Sheridan can't have been aiming much. Nice first shot. He does need to be a little bit careful here though. I mean, he's a light tank. He can get murdered very easily. Yeah, there's an E3 coming. Slowly but surely. Oof. That was a hit you did not need to take. A little bit too aggressive there, Owen. Base is still being capped, but there's no real rush here. E3 is now coming towards the rooms, so they have to be careful about that. Other Vickers has been taken out. E3 took him out, so he just fired. And you keep shooting HE at the guy. You need to do a little bit more damage than that. Oof, that is a big hit. And this is nice. Now you can get behind the E3. and basically murder him to death. Ooh, Soul's guy is not going to be happy with that. And base really needs resetting. Otherwise you're going to have lost. There we go. Just glad they didn't actually cap. A little bit too impatient. There we go. E75 not looking too healthy. I like the fact that he's relocating, but he didn't really have to. Yeah, now he needs to get the blip out of there. And that is the exact right moment for the T-57 Heavy to basically go AFK. I don't think he... This is like... If he was actually still there... Oh, poor guy. Then I'm pretty sure Ohun would be dead. Let's see, can he kill him off? You will have to be careful. You will have to be very careful. Nice high roll. Let's see. No, no, Ohen. Don't tell me you're throwing a game. Honestly, if I reported this to Wargaming, you would be banned. You know this, right? You and the other guy. That is not cool. You deserve to be banned for this. Oh, honestly, this is... Yeah. Someone's talking about that last game being the biggest shame I've ever done, but honestly, no. This is a much bigger shame. This is literally rigging. And that is actually disgusting. You and this guy. To say I'm disappointed is like understatement. Disgusting. So let's just focus on the tournament instead. And we will have a room soon, I hope. Never quite know for sure if that the invite thing is for a new room or is that the bug. I'm just going to check. Oh, there we go. No, that's timing. So here we are, Legion versus Immortals. And that's going to be quite the team up. 4.3 minutes left to go before we go into the game, and we are actually going to Normandy. Haven't seen that yet this season, so I'm actually quite liking that. Normandy looks like this. You have 4 bases. Base B in the strict middle of the map. You have base A few levels down and on the beach side, well, 1 level up to be fair, but still. And C and D close to their respective spawns, and utterly adore this map. It is a very versatile map, and that just makes it interesting. It's also one of the biggest maps that we have, and I like it for that reason as well. I like big maps. I want the game to get more maps like this and more maps like Faust. Just interesting and large maps where more can happen than the standard gameplay that you see very, very often. So that is where we are starting off today in this best of 3. And I'm curious to see what they will do, because there's quite a few things possible here. Hello everyone that is watching, by the way. Again, there's a 5-minute delay on the stream, so when I reply to you, it's actually quite useless because you hear it 5 minutes after. But yeah. Let's see, we still have 3 minutes and 10 seconds left to go before we go into the actual game. Both sides are steadily deciding what tanks to take and slowly but surely readying up. Very slowly on Legion's side, only Object 3 has readied up in his famous Object 268, which is basically his preferred tank. So we just need to wait a little bit longer. But like I said, we have Zerd appearing in Legion, so that's going to be great fun as well. And most of these guys are tournament veterans and have been around since the beginning of the tournaments in the game, and that's making it very interesting to see, because they basically grown with the game, and even though some of them have taken breaks between then and now, they're pretty much legends in the game. So let's see, just over 2 minutes left to go, and then we will see what happens. Immor is still missing 2 readied up tanks. And on Legion's side, people are getting ready as well. So they still have 2 minutes for that, so that is plenty of time. And here we go. Immor has completely readied up with an E5, 4 IS4s, an E3 and a T22 medium. So that's going to be interesting to see what they do with that. Because that is, oh, there we go, 1 IS4 has magically turned into a T22 medium. Because I was going to say, that is quite a bit of weakness. T22s can work this map very well, but often lack the gun depression, so they're more for the brawl stage. And I'm very curious to see what all those IS4s are going to be doing, because personally I would prefer the E5, I think, on this map. But again, that is me. I would prefer the E5 over the IS4 anyway, so that's not really the one to go by. Just over a minute left to go, and now Legion has completely readied up with an E5, a Vickers, 2 IS4s, a T22 medium, a 268 and a 215B. So a very, very different lineup overall. I'm taking more mobility in the form of the Vickers and the E5. But this is Legion versus Immortals, so I'm very curious. Especially on this map, which is relatively big, and you have 4 bases to play with and all of that. And let's see, 30 seconds left to go before we go into the actual match. And then we'll finally see the first match. This is basically the boring part. I can just basically chatter on, but there's not much I can say. That's actually of value. 10 seconds left. Countdown clock has begun. And here we go. Let's see. There's my pretty AMX tutorial, by the way. It's going to go up in flames in a few seconds. And here we go. Oh, I'm so glad free cam is fixed on this map. We had lawnmower cam before, which was interesting. Let's put it that way. And we have Legion focusing on the base C side, where he has Immor going for base D. And Legion will have an ever so slightly point advantage here. And we have Whoops to cap people, but he's spotted as well. And basically no one is at base A, no one is at, well, people are around base B, but not actually at base B. All of Immor is focused on a clump here. And that can make it very interesting, because they might go for a very dramatic push then. Whereas Legion is much more spread out, which can work out very well, but can also be a weakness here. Radicals going into base B. And we have base A being capped as well, with 2 tanks to make for a fast cap. Radicals probably not even expected to be able to cap it. But he looks like he's going away with it, and that will put Legion at a 2 base advantage. And that's going to be very interesting. Now they just need to hold. Radicals taking a little bit of a hit there. Immo is rotating. And basically Thomas is spotting them. But Legion is in a place where they can basically support each other. We have Zerd at the back, ready to protect Thomas. And Radicals if need be. And now moving into decap base A. And basically we're entering a brawl stage here. We see a push on both sides. Zerd 3 versus 3 at the beach. Benny is the first one gone. And we have the rest of Immo just driving on in. Basically anything can happen. Legion will have to respond, and they will have to respond fast. Whoops is not looking all too healthy, but manages to survive another reload. Zerd losing HP very quickly. But it's actually another Immo that disappears first. Dimebank is looking very unhealthy over there. And Radicals just needs to reload before he takes him out. And there he goes. Call me Danik is also gone. Mary Magdalene. Basically it is a 7 versus 3, and this was a push that Immo grossly miscalculated here. With Legion being Legion, having that focus fire, having the positions to quickly go and support each other. There goes King, and already it is Legion's game. And here we go, 1k points. Basically, and he said it best, I'm impartial, but come on Legion. A relatively quick game, just under 3 minutes there. But nearly, well, just over 5k damage difference between the two teams. And this is something that I've always liked about the Legion playstyle since I've been following them again, and RTK had that as well. Just the way that they built their positions. In this case, Immo, I think they were right to call in a push and a rush, but they underestimated the positioning that Legion has, because Legion, if you saw it on the map, there was always 1 or 2 tanks, no, well actually there were always 2 tanks ready to support another tank. Any tank that would have been rushed had 2 tanks behind them or with them that could help them. And that is one of the strengths in tactics, and that's something that I really enjoy watching when a push, because that basically makes a team absorb a push so well. Just absolutely lovely. 43 seconds left to go, and then we see Immo readied up with an E5, 4 Ice Force this time, an E3 and a T22 medium. And on the other side we see an E5, a Vicus, 2 Ice Force, a T22 medium, a 268 and a 215B. So let's see, 20 seconds left to go before we go into the second match of this best of 3. So potential match point for Legion. And let's see, here we go. Countdown clock has begun. And let's see. Dun, dun, dun. Radical's already in the festive mood. If you saw that, he is actually Christmas lights as his avatar. And let's see. Here we go. And we go up and away. I'm actually going to look at the plane as it comes in, because all the scorch marks are already there. I always find that funny. There you go. Suddenly plane. And we see that now we have a sort of reverse situation. Base D is being kept by Legion, and Immo is heading towards base A. Legion is relatively spread out, and Immo is staying together a lot more. And I think that them pushing on capping base C there is basically just a distraction, and a very wise one as well. Basically, we have Thomas turning around. Legion is responding, but they are losing a lot of HP in Radicals and Zerd there. And Radicals is going to be gone very soon. There he goes. Zerd not going to be much longer either. Thomas pulling back, getting tracked. That's going to be... Oof, he's going to take a big hit there. Ooh, but... Oof. E3 gets taken out right before he can shoot. Zerd is still alive, if barely. And he's not going to survive for much longer. But he does get another shot in. And Legion, despite the dramatic push from Immor, is only one gun behind. HP-wise, it is very close. But Thomas is not looking too healthy. He needs to be very careful here. We have now the rest of Legion arriving. Mad Dog from Immor not looking too healthy. Whoops, not looking too healthy either, to be fair. He's going to take out Mary Magdalene. No, it's actually Vanessa Kate that takes him out. Thomas is still alive. And now Immor is 2 guns behind. Despite the, like I said, dramatic push. Despite the advantage they had in the beginning. Thomas... There he goes, but it's still a big advantage for Legion. HP-wise and gun-wise, Dimebag has been taken out. Only these 2 are left, and basically... This dramatic push started off so well. And again, Legion just absorbed it. Whoops, going down, taking out King 007, Gunner. And there goes Son of Lama. And the match is for Legion. Sorry. I'm just laughing at the chat here. Overall, again, look at the difference. 6.5... Well, not 6.5k? 5.5k. 6.5k. I don't know. 5.5k damage between them. 2.5 minutes. Just shy of that. Very quick game. And brilliantly. And basically, Vanessa Kate here was the main player. Because look at the damage that they did. But they were in... She was in a sort of campy position around the bunker. And as Immor pushed, that reload, that FV, the DPM that it has, made all the difference here. And you can see that in the damage numbers. Beautiful game. Amazing game. Loved it. So that means that Immor is now out and Legion is through to the next round. Do we know yet against who? No, we do not. But we still have about 20 minutes before we get a room invite. So I'm going to be showing you some more replays because let's see. I have quite a few of them. Let's see. This is a very interesting game. It's not an ace game. But it is... I'm so curious to see what's happening here. This is Wunderkind with Indigo. Both fantastic players. But if this is the replay that I believe it is, then it's a very weird game. So I'm very curious to see what's going to happen here. Sue 100 Rye already being very, very nice. Let's see. Like I said, I know the results of this. And I still can't fathom how it happened, so I really want to see. And I figured that because the results are so weird, it deserves showing off like this. And we do hear some fire happening. Let's see. Can he actually hit him there? Oh yes, he can. No idea what they're saying, honestly. And there goes the tiger. Bases are being kept. Oof. 5 HP left. But the most important part is that we actually see the enemy playing. We see that they are shooting. Oof, nice fire. There goes the T-29. Let's see. There's Dick and Max there. We are at 830 points already. There goes the Dick and Max. 2 players left. I'm pretty sure that you guys won't have noticed yet. And there we go. Oh, and he gets taken out. This. Just look at this. It's a 7-0, 1k points. But then, and this is what I mean. I mean, he did proper damage even. This is what I mean. Look at that enemy team. Look at that. I've never seen it like that. Ever. This is just wow. I mean, their team even had donuts as well, and Indigo and Base, especially Wonderkind, they carried. But look at that enemy team. You saw them driving, you saw them fire. Well, okay, he didn't fire at all. He fired twice, even hit one but didn't pen. He fired 3 times, didn't hit anything. He fired 3 times, hit twice but didn't do any. Oh, wrong one. Crap. Anyway, they were driving around and they were just shooting and doing absolutely no damage. That is just, it's ridiculous. That is one of the weirdest games I've ever seen, honestly. Ever. Let's see, what else have I got for you? Let's see. Here we go. Figures CR game. Yeah, I don't know where you're gonna go either. Let's see. Sad mouse at me. Why is he sad though? He's not even 3 stars anymore. That is disturbing. Oof, no idea how that actually panned. Do love the camo that he's sporting though. It's one of the year camos. Always forget which one, but it's a pretty camo. Cheeky shot again, but works. And there goes the T62A. Parabellum, remind me about that after the game. I know a bit of Latin. And it's actually from a really cool Roman quote. He's being very forward. Ooh. Ooh, nice one. Waffle's not going to survive for long. Ah. Ooh, there's people there as well. Ooh, that missed. There you go. Right up the bum. Just be careful of the Death. And the Death just fired, so that's a good thing. T-63 is still alive, if barely. They could potentially get this if he survived. No, never mind. I jinxed it. It's the K91 that's the big threat here. Mainly because the 183 is still reloading. And our Vickers knows that. Oh! That is a bounce on the ass. Well done. Very well done. And then he misses. That is not going to be a happy Death Star. Let's see. We are near a Caliban of situation. That can be tricky. Not sure what is going to do that. Kiwi in the meantime I think is drunk. Let's see. Good that he's actually going to just help his friend, ignoring the Death Star. Oof. Not sure what he did there, that mouse, I mean. Oof. It does take a big hit there. But he should have this. There you go. Nearly 5k. He just has to be very careful of that. That Death Star I was gonna say. Oh my god. Oh, this is gonna be so stressful. Oh my god. This game. No, there's a corpse in the way. Oh, can he do this? Oh my god. That shot. That is absolutely beautiful. $5.6k damage, 3 kills, 1656 base XP. Well, it was an EU game, Kiwi, the Zero game. So yeah. It is a real game. It's just honestly, it was so weird though. But this is a beautiful one. Mouse doing really well as well. Let's see. A room invite will be up in 5 minutes, so I'm not going to show another replay. Who are we still waiting for? Next up we have Win versus Immortals, Souls versus Loka, Tercios Españoles versus Legion, so that's us, and Sis versus EG. So that's going to be interesting. Let's see, what maps are we actually going to? Alpenstadt, that's always fun. Kiwi is making seriously the lamest jokes. All my homies, that kind of stuff. It's weird, but it's funny. So let's see. While we have some time to kill, what we'll do. Let's actually look at what's in the store. You have the Cromwell Berlin. If you do not have it yet, it is a great deal, especially with the 30 days of Prem as well. And you get the legendary camouflage and avatar and 30 days of Prem and the equipment and the garage cloth and of course the tank itself. It's a lovely little tank. So it's a really good deal. And then of course you have the ×5 things, but it's only 48, so I wouldn't want that. I would want these ones. because for me, you can use that on anything. And I'm actually going to, well, I think I'm going to buy them. I'm just going to wait as long as I can with actually buying them. Because I'm hoping that I will be able to use them for the, at least use most of them, for the Kranwagen line when it comes. Because usually when they start teasing about an update, you do get an update a week later. So I'm not sure if it's going to be this Tuesday to Wednesday, but we'll have to wait and see. Let's see, what else have we got? We have the Chimera, which is a good tank. Relatively OP. KV-13, this is one, you can get it with the tournament quest, but that's one of the tanks that got removed with the update 5.5. You have, of course, the AMX-49. Well, it has a longer name, as you can see, but I'm not going to do that. And you have the bundle. Basically, if you buy this tank, you might as well buy that tank because you get a 5k gold discount. You have the Defenders, which is, to be fair, if you would buy that and that, you get the same price. You get that one for free, basically. The bundle, it is a lot of gold. Don't get me wrong. It's a heck lot of gold. And it's tier 8. But this tank especially is great fun. This tank used to be so OP, but really isn't anymore. And this tank is very situational. I like it, but I can't seem to win in it. So yeah, that is what we have here there. Then we have the Ghost Doctor and the Panzer 2J. Panzer 2J has been buffed apparently, or at least the pen have been buffed. And the armor of the tank has been nerfed. So it's a very different tank now. So that's going to be interesting as well. We have all these supplies and stuff. And of course the Battle Pass, which is this thing. I do have the tank, I haven't activated it, but I got the tank because this is a press account here, so it's always on this account. So let's see. Just waiting a minute or two longer before we actually get the room invite, I believe. Let's have a look. This is like the boring part. Oh, pardon me. In 3 minutes we got the room invite. So we have to be a little bit more patient. Not much else I can talk about, honestly. Basically, we can talk about the rigged cup system. And I call it rigged mainly because, like, let me see if I can find the team for you. You have this... Yeah, here's one. Here's two even. You have these accounts with 100% win rate. And that's basically to get better matchmaking. For the tournaments, because it's strongest versus weakest, and Wargaming decides to go by stats. And for some reason, they don't add up all the battles together and then all the sort of determine the win rate of all of that. No, they actually look at the win rate, which I mean is just plain stupid, because if you have an account like this, it has literally one battle. If you look at the stats, there's no raiding battles either. This is the only tank that it has. This is the only game that it's played. So how on earth is it supposed to compete in a tier 10 tournament? So why on earth is it allowed to be on the team? And there's several teams and clans out there like that are doing this, which is completely stupid. I mean, I get using rerolls. It's similar to this, but not quite as bad, because the reroll, the general rerolls that do participate do actually have a tier 10 and are actually playing themselves in the tournament, so that's a big difference. So let's see. Just a few minutes left. I honestly don't know what it is. Yeah, we can look at tanks in my garage. Actually got this one now. I generally see if I can get a different tank on show every tournament stream. Not necessarily for show, but just because I find it pretty. Like I've got this one with this camo, which looks fantastic. And I'll put this one on it as well because it looks cool. But yeah, it's a lovely tank. This is one of my favorite tanks in the game. And it works really, really well. So, just about 1 minute left to go. Bcard just asked, what are your stats? This is my press account, so the stats on this really do not matter. You can't see the stats of this account, and that has everything to do with that. It's a press account, so I'm literally only on this account to stream or to test tanks. And we see a Wild Object 3 has just appeared in the chat. Welcome. And if you haven't stopped to him yet, definitely do. He makes basically, he's OP. I do not sing on official tournament streams. Capsule. I genuinely do not think that is a good idea. So let's see. A room invite can be up at any moment now. Let's have a look if this thing has properly updated. There we go. And there's the room invite. There you go. What the hell? Okay, I was supposed to be following Legion. And now I'm suddenly with Souls. I have no idea what's happening here. This is not really as it's supposed to be. What the hell? That is just weird. Oh well. We'll see what happens. I want my boys back. As in my Legion boys. No idea what's happening here. But suddenly a Wild Loka and Souls matchup appeared. Just what? But to be fair, with the Crown Bargain arriving sometime in the when the upcoming update comes, even though we don't know exactly when that is because they didn't want to announce that. But like I'm probably going to free speed the whole thing. I just can't be asked to grind. So yeah. 3 minutes and 40 seconds left to go. We are still going to Alpenstadt. We are just not going there with the teams that we were supposed to be in there with, on there with. Because I don't know. So let's see. I don't get it. So let's see, I'm just going to pull up the map and we're just going to go about it like normal. I did state it in the chat though. So yeah, this is the map that we are going to go to. 3 bases, base B in the middle of the city, base A considered map base, base C considered a heavy base, but basically anything can go, and we see a lot of action around base B generally, not like necessarily at base B, but more like the area around it. No idea. I was supposed to have them. This is just weird. Apparently to Wargame this is the same bracket, I don't know. But yeah, let's take away that map. You actually hear some silences in the stream. That's mostly me just chatting in the chat. And you're going to go on a timeout when you can't do anything but call people monkeys. Less than 2 minutes left to go. And then we'll see what happens. Magically, we have different teams. I'm very curious to see what's going to happen next one match. And we have Loka readied up in an E100, a T22 medium, a mouse, a Vicus, 2 E5s and a 268, and they're going to go up against Souls with 1 mouse, a Vicus lights, 3 IS4s, a Leo and AMX 50B. That is a very interesting lineup, and I'm kind of curious how that will go because that's not really something that you see often. Both the singular AMX 50B and you have the Leo, of course, which is also a peculiar choice. Mice and E100s can work out really well on this map because it's a city-ish map. And let's see, less than a minute left to go before we go into the actual match. And honestly, this is the weirdest thing ever. I want my Legion. But yeah, I was supposed to follow Legion all the way to the finals and everything, but yeah. I don't know. Let's see. I have no idea what's going on here. We're just going to have to be patient. But here we go. Countdown clock has begun. We're at least getting a match, so that's better than getting no invite, I suppose. And here we go. Just a bit unsettled is not the right term, because that sounds too dramatic, but a bit like, what the fuck? Suddenly, a wild streamer appeared. And here we go. Winer actually has a very low rating as well. That's weird. Especially in the tournament, but yeah. So we have Loka focusing on the A and B side. Whereas most of Souls is heading towards base C. And we see the E100 of course and the mouse heading towards the middle. First shots are being fired, but no damage has been done yet. DF has been spotted. Getting a nice shot into the internet, but taking one himself. No party without me heading towards base A. And we have some actions over at the mouse and the E100. Soul seems to be pushing. And the big super heavies are pulling back. Pan Sultan taking a hit at the back. Base B is now being kept, but... Oof. Pan Sultan not looking too healthy there. But Souls will have a potential advantage if they manage to get base B as well, but the mouse is actually pulled back. Unisex. Edgar moving in. Together with Trapmelon. Getting those shots in, taking out Pan Sultan bit by bit. He is ramming to get some extra damage, but there he goes. Spitfire and Ariana Grande not looking too healthy. Getting focused on multiple sides, and that can be tricky. But now we have the E5s arriving. Oh, DF! There goes Ariana Grande, but DF just lost a shit ton of HP. Trapmelon not looking too healthy either. There goes Gengar. Basically, DF has now been taken out. All the action is over there. No party without me not looking too good either. There he goes. But still, it is very close gun-wise. Both teams have lost equal amount of guns. HP-wise, it is very close. But Edgar is basically absorbing damage and not looking too healthy. Internet taking a lot of damage there. The mouse is basically occupying the mouse and allowing Edgar to run away. Winer being followed. Unisex getting focused on now. And ooh, there he goes. Spitfire bouncing an eye shot there. And taking him out. Trapmelon starting to shoot the AMX, but he has to be careful because he's not looking too healthy here. And he's actually taken out. But Loka has the point advantage. I just have to be very careful. Because this Edgar... Ooh, Edgar! Very lucky Edgar there. And Spitfire taking out Winer. And now they just have to be careful. They have the advantage, they just need to hold it. They all know where they are. And they just need to survive. And Edgar needs to survive. Here's a full clip. Oof. Edgar needs to be more careful. Needs to pull back, needs to get support from his mouse. That is not going to go well. We have Spitfire moving in. Oh, that is a very lucky break for Loka here. That not so much. But they can still do this, they just need to survive, and Edgar has to be very careful. Edgar, don't chance it, don't chance it. Ooh. No, you didn't get it. Is that gonna be a hug to death? Spitfire taking it home. And Edgar surviving by the skin of his teeth. I don't know why I didn't get Legion. This is Wargaming's fault, not mine. Nearly 5 minutes, relatively long for a tournament game, at least compared to the other games we've seen. One minute and 30 seconds left before we go into the second match of this best of 3. And after that, now it's basically anyone's guess who we will be streaming, because I don't know. Oh my god. What the blip is happening? But we see Souls now ready with 2 mice, 3 IS-4s, a Vickers Light and an IS-7. That has a lot of armor, a lot of troll armor as well. And they're going to go up against a Vickers, 2 E5s, 2 IS-4s, a Sheridan and 2 CK. So that's a lot more mobility, less armor, but big derp as well. So we'll have to see what's going to happen here. So well, actually, this is like too weird. Every is now suddenly streaming Legion. We have Wild Ones that is doing Win versus Immortal. Then I can only guess that Fugit has this versus EG. Can someone check that? Because I'm very curious. I just need to know this. What does Fugit stream then? That is just too weird. 10 seconds left to go before we go into the second match of this best of 3 in the weirdest streamers matchup ever. Yeah, this, okay, so like I said, it's Fugit is streaming EG now. So we all got mixed up. That is too weird. Oh my god. So let's see. Ooh, sorry, night camo on the IS-4 there. Looks very pretty. And here we go. Souls focusing entirely on the base C side. Whereas we see the 268 in the F in the Sheridan going towards base A. And the rest of Loka focusing on the middle. With all of Souls literally pouring towards base C. Base A is being kept. We have Ariana Grande at the back. Wanting to see people cross over. And they do. They know that they are there now. Base C is being taken. But Loka has a point advantage here. Ariana Grande has been spotted. And they just need to be careful. Ariana Grande getting the heck out of there. Blind shots. And basically now taking a spotting position. And they... Oof! Look at those lines of fire. Ariana Grande has to be very careful. Has to not be there, basically. And we see Gengar taking some more damage here. We have the F arriving in the middle. Taking a big chunk of health from one of the mice. Basically, lots of lines of fire happening. With the mice holding here. Which means that part of Loka is in trouble. But Loka has support from Unisex at the back. In the 268. They just need to focus right. We see the sandbags being activated here. Absorbing that damage is vital here. Ariana Grande going around the back to get some more shots in. We know Party Without Me not looking too healthy. Edgar looking a lot better than that. And we have Ariana Grande shooting at the back. There goes No Party Without Me. The mice are arriving. The Ice Falls are arriving. Edgar, next preferred target. We have Ariana Grande going to deal with Heffalump, but we are going to be focusing on this side a little bit. Edgar not looking too healthy. Gengar finally taken out. But there goes Heffalump as well. And we see Jeff going around the back cross. Both teams have lost 2 tanks, but Phoenix is not looking too healthy, and if he dies he's not going to be rising from the ashes here. Oof, tanks disappearing left and right, but it is 4 versus 3 in Loka's favor. Weiner not going to be surviving much longer. There he goes. And now it is 4 versus 2, and even though Ariana Grande is very low on HP, he had a very vital role here. And that is beautifully done. That is a big hit into the internet. I'm getting focused on tremendously, and now we only have Pan Sultan left. I'm just going to show you all sides. Well, most sides then. Look at all the corpses though. Look at this. So many dead tanks in such a short space. Such a small space. Very nicely played though. And Loka wins the matchup very quickly, I must say. I mean, it felt like quick games, but they started to build quite slowly. I like the way that it built, and I think the mice not pushing in further might have been what cost him the game. Or Soul's not pushing too aggressively. I'm not entirely certain, but all the Loka absorbed it very well. Beautiful games. Even if they weren't the ones that we were expecting. That is just too weird. Don't spoiler Phoenix. Well, you will hear this in 5 minutes, so that's actually, yeah, useless, but still. Ooh. Legion took it home versus Tercios Españoles, and they're going to go up against EG next, so I'm very curious to see what we're going to have next in matches. We're either going to have Win versus Loka or Legion versus Aegis, so we're going to have fun with it either way, but still. Let's see, we have about 20 minutes left before that happens, so I'm going to be showing you some more replays then. Let's see, what have I got for you? I actually have a Tiger 1 replay that I'm going to show you, just because I can. Tiger 1, pretty underappreciated tank. But it used to be one of the better tanks around in Tier 7. But that was before we had this huge gluttony of both lines, but especially Prems. I'm talking about like 2015, 2016, the Tiger 1 was perfect. So let's see. That was seriously like the weirdest mix up in streamers and matches than ever. Lovely camo, very colourful. I like colourful camos, to be fair. Let's see. No supremacy, so anything can happen. He's driving just through all the cover, but he's not even spotted for it. This is something that, basic lesson for World of Tanks Blitz. If you are in the beginning of the game, drive through as much cover as you can. Because it will, if you do it later, people will know where you are. So it actually helps to knock it down early. So driving through the cover as he did was actually a good thing. Because at that time he might get spotted for it, but the chances are that he's not going to be paying for it. The VK being very cheeky there, but not really able to punish a tiger. I mean, it's a tiger. He's just getting murdered for it. Shame he's not carrying any adrenaline though, because this would definitely be the time for it. He's doing some nice carrying though here. And there you go. see. Oof, cheeky shot. But it worked. And that's the end of the VK. It's not really in a good position to deal with the T-29 though. Ooh. Unless he starts doing that, then it definitely helps. Need to aim a little bit better there. And have a little bit of RNG. And that's always such a stupid thing. Like, when you do no damage, why does the game like say things like, we hit them hard and all of that? Because that is just plain stupid. Not gonna lie. There we go. One more reload needed. Especially when he's like that. That helps. Oof, and now he's alone. Versus a very healthy KV3 and a very unhealthy SU-100 M1. Yeah, M1. So that's gonna be interesting as well. Let's see. At this stage I'm not even certain if I'm going to be streaming the finals or something else. Well, that's the end of the suit, but it costs you quite a bit of damage, HP there. That's not really a good thing. Overall, it's a very cheeky game he's having though. He's doing it really well. I think he wants to use the rock, but that's not going to be helping much against the Tiger one. 4k damage already. Aw, I like that. Oh, they're being really nice. CODing another heavy. That is okay. And there we go. Turret falling off. And we go for a nice little dip. At the end of the day. 4.6k damage in tier 7. That is brilliant actually. 5 kills, 1413 base XP. Just under 4 minutes. No assisted damage, but he did spot someone. 2 people even. Very lovely game. Let's see, what else have I got for you? No idea what this is. I wish that we could see again what type of tank it was. Because that would actually be very helpful. I lost my sanity. I love that name. Lost my marbles would be a nice reroll. This is one of the tanks in the store right now, so that's actually a good one to show off, I think. I have to keep in mind, I don't see what the replay is that I'm actually selecting. But in this case it works out. So let's see. This is basically, this tank, it used to be so freaking OP that we basically complained about it like we do now about the Sheridan. And with every tank around it now, it's not necessarily been nerfed, but it's been like power creeped. This is why you should shoot in sniper mode and not out of it. Because it literally throws off your aim. Oof. Unlucky first clip, not gonna lie. There we go. But now he has to wait like 20 seconds before you can actually shoot again. To be fair, I suppose there's something to be said about just randomly getting teams to stream. I mean, you can't really prepare for anything then, but still. You're showing your lower plate. There you go. Kapoof. Oof, that only barely got past the Panther M10. And now he has to reload again. Let's see. J Panther 2 over there. And the Loren. And that's the end of the J Panther 2. Come on. Seriously, not even going into sniper mode for that. And there you go. Now he's on a drum reload and he goes down. That is a smart move, honestly, especially since the Panther is not looking to follow him. And that gives him time to reload. Because the Panther, sorry, it's not even Panther 3. The Panther is like a 2-shot. And he's now reloaded. He just needs to make sure that his shots pen. So that's one. And he just needs one more. There we go. This is gonna be tricky. He's like angling against two sides now, and the Tiger 1 is not abusing that. That is not the smartest move by the Tiger 1, not gonna lie. So let's see. He's almost reloaded now. Ooh, that bounced though. That can be very costly. There we go. Blaze is doing just fine. There we go. But now he has to drum reload again. And that is tricky. I think the Tiger 1 figured it out. But now the Tiger 1 actually dropped down, so that's a good thing. And the Blaze is now being rude. Because reasons. And then bounces though. He's winning you the game, Blaze. There you go. Now he's on another drum reload. But he's very healthy. And the Tiger 1 is a bit of a potato. Let's put it that way. Let's see. He still has time, and just one more clip should do it. As long as he aims carefully. He can even take the few hits, he doesn't need to. There you go. Look at the damage though, 5.7k, that is just insane. He's not even fixing himself. He's just going straight for the kill here. Very well done. Few little aiming mistakes, but overall a very nice game. Absolutely brilliant. 5 kills. Nice rating as well, by the way. But 5.7k damage at tier. Nearly 5.8, that is just insane. Let's see, how long do we have left again? No idea who we are streaming this time around. Okay, 4 minutes. So that means before we get a room invite, I mean. So that means I can't show you another replay. But yeah, that goes to show the potential of the IS-3 Defender. It can be absolutely great, but they need to let you basically reload. And people generally won't do that. So let's see. Basically nothing much I can show or say with this. Oh, actually I have the same camo. Didn't even know that. These are the full prems of tier 9. And they're great tanks. Not necessarily OP. Maybe this one would count as OP. But it's not like OP. It's not invincible. But it is very strong. So let's see. What else can we do? Honestly, no idea. We already talked about the tournament thing. I have no idea who I'm going to be streaming, so we can't really talk about... Well, I can talk about that we don't know who we're still going to be streaming, but still. But we just have a few minutes left to go, so we'll just wait it out. Man, this is boring. Not gonna look at that. All the resupply things, I mean, they're not necessarily bad deals, but just... well, on this account I actually have less prime time than I do on my main, so that's kind of saying something. And I don't like the gold booster thing. I just want, like, gold. I don't want boosters and just have to play with it and all of that. So I generally don't... I have some of those boosters, but I don't use them. I probably should try that. In the meantime, if you've been watching the stream on the portal, there's only 2 rewards that you still need to collect. And let's see. That is every stream, by the way, not me. I will have the coin stream again on Wednesday, so I'm going to be a bit more serious then in the way that I commentate and everything. Let's see. Win, how have you been doing? Oof. Basically, 2 zeros all the way around. I'm so curious to see who we are going to be streaming, honestly. It's so weird. So we basically really all got mixed up. And I mean, if we have... It's either Win versus Loka, which is going to be fun, because Loka is really good and Win just does amazing things. Or it's Legion versus EG, which is like the Battle of the Titans. At the same time, we're already in the top 4, and it's only about reaching the top 8, so we won't be seeing all that much serious gameplay. People won't be showing the back of their teeth, basically, when it comes to tactics and skills and all of that. Because they don't need to. So, actually, what has happened to Raid tonight? Have they been here? Raid is not here at all. Ooh, that is interesting. Oh no, wait, they were. Loka beat them. So they didn't reach the top 8 because of the matchmaking. That's again the second time that has happened. Last time it happened to Legion. So that's also saying something. Room invite should be up soon. And then we will finally know who we are going to be streaming this matchup. Oh my god. I think everybody's probably wondering the same thing. There's a room. Oh. I clicked it. Okay, we have Loka versus Win then. Okay. Spitfire taking the Yui. Have a feeling he's not going to be driving that in tournament battles, but not entirely certain. And then we'll see. Also not sure if anyone is going to be streaming the 3rd place match tonight. We might be all in the grand finals again. Four minutes left to go. And then we will see what happens in the best of 3. Like I said, you can't expect too serious gameplay here. This is the map that we are going to. Vineyards, you have 3 bases, base A, B and C. A and B close to their respective spawns, C in the city a little bit more to the back than it shows here. And basically anything can happen on this map. It is a very versatile map, lots of hills, lots of different landscapes basically, and that just makes it very fun map. It's one of my favorite maps in the game. I liked it better when the lighting was different though, because like here on the preview you see it, it's like a dusk light, not like a light. But they changed that and now it's just normal daylight, and that's a little bit boring. Bobby Jenkins just asked, are you the leader of GNA? Yes, I am. There's a 5-minute delay, so you're hearing this 5 minutes later, but still. 3 minutes left, so that's plenty of time for the teams to actually arrive and choose their tanks. So let's see. Sheridan and Yui versus No One. I think they're gonna win. Let's see. This is always the boring part, not much to talk about, other than the weird mix-up with the matchmaking that we got tonight as streamers. Spitfire moving himself to the middle of the queue. And in 2 minutes and 15 seconds we get to go into the battle. But like I said, in this stage you see people take it less and less seriously. And I would be genuinely surprised if they don't show up, by the way, but even then, Spitfire is now upgrading to a DW2, which is like definitely the tank to take. Ariana Grande arriving together with No Party Without Me and Edgar. Trap Melon has downgraded to an IS-6 Fearless. And there comes Unisex and DF. And on the other side we see Athlete from North. Win, seriously, I mean, I have a history with Loka. I was the one that created Loka. And so they're always going to have a special place in my heart. But I love watching Win play, just the way that they pull magic tricks out of their bums and do just the weirdest things and it just working out. And here we go, Loka fully there, if not readied up. Win coming as well. With just under a minute left to go. They still need a player though. But we see that Loka has ready up in 2 Vickers, 4 E5s and a T57 Heavy. That is going to be very interesting to see what happens there. And they're going to go up against 2 E5s, 2 Vickers, 2 IS4s and 2 and 5B. So let's see, 30 seconds left before we go into the actual battle and the T57 Heavy has been changed to an IS4. Which is probably a good call, not gonna lie. Let's see, here we go. Countdown clock is beginning. And then we finally go into the match. The unexpected match, because we were supposed to be streaming Legion tonight. But here we go. So many E5s. It is a great tank though, especially with the speed boost and the sandbags and all of that. It's just it's become so much more competitive again, and I quite like that. We have the Vickers going towards base A and base B on the other side. And capping with 2 will mean that they will get the base sooner than Loka does. Sorry, Loka will get the base sooner than Win does. So do I have a tiny point advantage there. Blind shots into base A. But no damage gets done and Loka has a tiny advantage here. Vickers is running around. Blind shots happening. The F going into the rooms. Ariana Grande spotting people. Oof. First damage has been done on both sides. Oof, the F taking quite a bit of damage there, running away. Win playing quite aggressively. Oof, Ariana Grande losing more HP and actually taken out relatively early on in the game. Gabe has to be careful not to overextend. And basically now they're focusing on the guys in the middle. Survivor. They're trying to make him not survive, but Win is losing a lot of HP doing that. Someone from North pushing in, Edgar arriving as well. Someone from North not looking healthy at all. Survivor is gone though, and that cost Loka 2 guns, but now someone from North is also gone. Unisex not looking too healthy either. And next in line, Panani has to be careful. There goes Unisex. And basically now we have Banani and Rambo taking on Edgar. But it looks like it's going to be a game from Win. This is what I mean. Win can do extraordinary things. They're even going as far. Banani has been taken out, but they're going as far as to try and take out base A. Getting their point advantage back. Which they're definitely doing here. DF. Oof, taking out Athlete. And taking out himself. It is 3 versus 4. But now Win have both bases. As long as they survive, they should have it. But they have to be careful. They have to be very careful. We have Ollie and Edgar over here. Facing off against each other. Ollie in trouble. But, again, Win has 2 bases. Phoenix has been taken out. Ooh, that is a lucky one. There goes no party without me. Only Edgar is left, and there goes Edgar, and Win takes home the first match. That is a beautiful first game, I'm not gonna lie. Just the way Loka seemed to have it, and then Win just sort of like smelt a little bit of weakness in Ariana Grande being where he was. And then just went for it, and it worked. And now we see Win completely ready in 2 E5s, 2 figures, 2 Ice4s and a 2 and 5B. And Loka is looking to be changing their lineups a little bit. We see the T50 and Heavy making comeback. The AMX50B is there. Let's see. And there's 2 Sheridans, 3 E5s, an AMX50B and a T57 Heavy. Interesting lineup. Remember when I said last Wednesday that I thought the AMX on its own, well now it has another clip with it to be fair, but still, on its own together with the Batchat didn't really seem out of place, and then they did beautifully with ASP on this map. So I'm kind of curious what Loka is going to be doing. And it will be up to Loka to make a change here, because now they're under a bit of pressure. Well, to be fair, they are in the top 8, so they don't really have anything to worry about, but still. When it comes to this specific matchup, they're under a little bit of pressure, because Win has a potential match point here. And if they win the next match, then they win this matchup. So let's see. 13 seconds left to go before we go into the next game. Here we go. And let's see. Dun 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 dun. Kinda curious to see how this will work out this time. And we see both teams. We have the Sheridans not even going towards base B. I think they're going to go straight for a decamp on base A. But they do get spotted straight off by Rambo there. And Win decides not to cap in their Vickers. Big hit in the F there. We see a missile flying, and that also pans. But now we have DF potentially in trouble. And we have Banani driving in to take that base. Gabe! Oof! Oh my god, Gabe! In an awful position, getting shot from left and right everywhere. And hastily pulling out of there, because that is not where you want to be then. But that definitely puts Win at a disadvantage here. Also in point wise, there's about a tank's worth between them. And we now have the Vickers going into town to get base C. But that does leave Win vulnerable. And they need to be very careful here. Oof, Edgar taking hits here. Someone from north also. HP wise, Wind is not looking too good, to be honest. But they do have 2 bases now. And we have the Vickers shooting from the city. And that can be interesting. They have to be very careful though. Rambo going for the AMX. Together with athletes. Spitfire is not looking too healthy. There goes Spitfires, but someone from north has also been taken out. Ollie needing help now. Rambo, oof, taking a big hit there. And actually taken out straight away after. Nobody without me is gone, but Ollie is not looking too healthy. Gabe is not looking healthy. Ooh, fire on Survivor. Does he survive that? No, he does not. Athlete can take him out with a fire. So this 4 versus 4. But Panani is not looking too healthy here. And has to be careful. He survives another reload. Edgar, almost gone. Taken out, but so is Panani. It is 3 versus 3, but... Loka actually stole the base. And now base B is being stolen as well. So it's going a bit both ways. But Ariana Grande is still looking very, very healthy. And Ollie, not so much. They do take the base though. And now we have Ariana Grande arriving. Going after Ollie. Who is not... Oh no, he does survive it. Very tricky, but they do survive it. Unisex. Oof, Killer from North has been taken out. Base B is now being taken. DF surviving, if by the skin of the teeth. Ooh, that's the tricky... Oh no, he gets taken out and now it's just Ollie. And they were so close, but Loka has this match and this was just basically running around both ways. Amazing game. What a game this was. Amazing. Great fun, not gonna lie. Loka has this, but it was so close. And there he goes, DF taking him out. That was just really fun. Look at that, look at how close that was though. That was just awesome. 4 minutes to the dot. Great game. And now we get a tiebreaker. And for the tiebreaker we are going to Dynasty's Pearl. Looks like this, yeah, 3 bases. Base A in the head of the panda. Base B in the middle of the city. And base C in the belly of the panda. Basically, yeah, base C is the med area. The area around it is, for me, much better position-wise. But base B is always tricky to keep and to get and keep. And base A can be a bit more protected. So it's kind of going to be interesting to see where they go, because it all depends on where your enemy goes, whether or not you can cap a base safely or not. 1 minute left to go. And we see Win readying up with 3 E5s, 1 Vickers and 3 IS4s. And they're going to go up against a totally unknown team up yet. Because Loka is still changing things around. Let's see, 40 seconds left to go. That is still plenty of time to change things around. And then we'll see what happens. 30 seconds. We see an object 263 appearing. Haven't seen that much this tournament round. And we see 2 E5s, a mouse, a T... No, sorry, 3 E5s, a mouse, a T22, an AMX 50B, and an object 263. So that's gonna be fun to watch. And countdown clock has begun. And here we go. Dun 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 dun. Let's see. Beautiful camo this. Looks really nice on the AMX. Let's see. And we see Win focusing primarily on the base C side. Using speed boost and everything. Loka is a bit more spread out. But we have the AMX and the 263 waiting at the back. Ariana Grande already being spotted together with No Party Without Me Spitfires. But Athlete from North is getting out of there hastily, safely. And we see the first lines of fire happening. First bit of damage being done to Gabe here. And ooh, nice shot by Unisex all the way from the back there into Killer. And now we have base A being spotted, being capped. And that's going to make it interesting because that means that Win kind of has to cap a base as well. They're not really going for the cap though. Athlete from North taking a hit, Ollie as well. Unisex is relocating. Win is losing a lot of HP here. Whereas they are focus firing, but they're losing so much HP trying to take out a single tank here. Ariana Grande not looking too healthy. No Party Without Me. Was that an ammo rack? I think it was. That is evil. And there goes Ariana Grande. Ollie almost gone. Still alive, but shot as he literally falls down. Killer from North not looking too healthy. Unisex takes him out. Both teams have lost 2 guns. Jeff is almost gone though. And basically they want to get him. Oh, and he gets tracked and DF finishes him off. Sorry, someone from North finishes him off. Then we have Survivor. That is going to not survive. No, he is going to survive this, but there he goes. And it is 4 versus 3. AMX has reloaded now, and that's going to be very tricky. Panani is not going to survive this. There he goes. Athlete from North staying back. They have to be careful. They have to play it carefully here. Both teams have a very unhealthy looking tank. An Athlete from North has to be very careful here. Oof. Edgar has been spotted in the middle there. Someone from North literally dropping down. Not sure what's happening there. That is not the best way to position your tank. Look at this. Unisex. We have the AMX arriving. Unisex. Almost gone. There he goes. Rambo. Going after the AMX. And not killing him just yet. Rambo has to survive this. He even tries to hug Edgar. And he survives that. The mouse. Not able to shoot him. And now it's 3 versus 1. 3 versus 2, but still. Spitfire is not going to win this. Win is winning this match. Athlete from North going to take him out. And there he goes. It looked to be going every which way, and I think No Party Without Me. I think that was an ammo rack. Oh my lord. That was... wow. Look at this though, damage-wise. So close. Just a tiny bit of difference. This was one of the closest games we've ever seen. And if you can imagine that this is basically going to be the not too serious gameplay, because both these teams are pretty set. Well, at least Loka is definitely set. Actually, not entirely certain about Win. I think they're also set in the top 8 very firmly, but let me just have a look. Yeah, Win is currently in position 6. They're pretty good position. So neither of them will be taking this like all too seriously, and I think that's also why we see some pretty not careful gaming, let's put it that way. So yeah, that was just lovely. So let's see. I think that means that we get the grand finals, which is Legion versus Win. Because we didn't get a room invite just yet. And the third place match will already be beginning. Yeah, the room for that is already up. So we're not getting that. We're getting the grand finals. And I believe that all streamers are getting the grand finals again. So that makes sense. Let's see. What else have I got for you to show you? I don't think I've shown this one yet. So let's do that and see what happens. Stick Dab. Weird name, but in a very nice tank. The K9 one. Let's see. And in the meantime, everything hurts. And ow, I can't sit in the same position too long. Let's see. Carriers one's uprising back. Oh yeah, that's right. When I was showing replays earlier, there was a player called Parabellum. There's a famous Roman proverb that is Si vis pacem parabellum, which basically means to have peace, be prepared for war. And it's a really good saying. So parabellum is basically be prepared for war. Ooh, nice little bounce there. And a little bit fire to boot. Defender at the back, so he has to be careful there, but he's still reloading his clip here. So he has to be careful. Defender is like ready for him. He just fired, so that's a good thing. He is pretty much getting rushed here, so that's oof. But he has friends, mate. Let's see. Nice little bounce, but now they're both drum reloading. But I do believe the K91 reloads faster. So that's going to be interesting. And there we go. No need to go back. You can just take out the Hori. There you go. Nice. This is basically what I love about Clip is. If it works so well. And he's now attempting to save his mate. Which does not work. But he can clip the IS-8. And then reload again. He just has to be careful to take that time to reload. He's still plenty healthy, no, don't get me wrong. Ooh, that's cheeky. The SU is not coming back. Go after the AMX. There you go. Yeah, AMX is giving up. I always dislike that when they're like that. HE. There you go. Nicely done. 5 kills, 5.1k damage. Beautiful game. It's a great tank, not gonna lie. I haven't played it all that much recently, to be fair, but still, I do like the tank. A little bit of assisted damage, tiny bit though. So let's see, when was the battle starting again? My memory is absolutely awful. Let's see. 9:08, so in 6 minutes the room will be up. I'm going to risk it, I'm going to show you another replay. Just need to decide which one. Let's see, I'm going to show you this one. Ooh, Shark Tank. I really want this tank. I'm greedy. I really am, but I really want this tank. It just looks so cool. I mean, I can't show you here, but it just look at that. Just look at that. I mean, it's a near-sighted, it's a cross-eyed shark, but it's such a cool shark. So let's see. Stanley going towards the middle here. Basically, this tank, that's another reason why I really want it and I absolutely love it. It's like a tier 5 in E5 at tier 8. And that just really fits me. I love the E5 for a reason, and the E6 as well, because the E6 is just basically an E5 with a cupola. And that just works really well for me. And it's such a cheeky tank. It's a heavium, so that works. It just works really well for me. I want it. My precious. Let's see, he's going to get this. Yes, he does. Well done. And there's a camper behind there, so they have to be a little bit careful. Let's see. Loka not looking too healthy. They kind of have to push this side. Yeah, there's the AMX. But he's not the primary target right now. Come on, shoot the guy where it hurts. That was not it. There you go, nicely done. Oof. They kind of need to help him, I think. It's not going that well against this VK. And this VK, to be fair, I have it. It sucks. There you go. Hello, Eggy! Well, there's a 5-minute delay. By the time you see this, you will already be in the room, probably. But if you even see it, then... Oh my god. It's just so weird. And there you go. Oh. Pantera took out his homie. Yeah, of course he's going to get hit from that side now. No idea why the Loka did that. There was no reason for that. Oof, taking another hit. He has to be careful. You don't want to throw your health away here. But just a bit about the player himself, by the way. He is one of the nicest guys I know in the game. He is so nice. He's one of those people that just genuinely message me in game. Just to say hello. I think that missed, but I'm not sure. If you're in a Colorado situation, you always have to be careful not to give away your position too much. Let's see. He has to be careful where he is right now. Because you can get T49'd quite badly. I think he agrees, that's always fun. That's one. T49 all the way on that side now. And misses, that is vital here. He has the point advantage, as long as he can keep that. That's the important part. There we go. Careful of the T49. Yeah, don't have any adrenaline anymore, so that's tricky. Oh, that bounce. Vital. Very vital. And the Pantera is a one-shot. Tracked himself here. Oh, no! You're alone. There's no one to help you. Oh my god. What are you doing? There you go, that's one. And he's a one-shot now, so he has to be very, very careful. Oh my god. Let's see. He doesn't have to make the push. The T-49 does. But he has to be careful not to get shot by that T-49. Yeah, this is too exciting, honestly. And we need to get out of the battle and into the room. Ooh, that was lucky. That guy did not aim as he drove. Very cheeky game. 4k damage, 17 basic speed and a bunch of kills. Give me a room. There we go. And here we go. All of us are here. So we have Win versus Legion. At long last. I'm back with the Legion boys. And with 3 minutes left to go, Win is already completely ready with 2 figures, an E5, a T22 medium, an FE215B, and 2 IS4s. They are ready for Naval Frontier, which looks like this. You have 3 bases, A, B, and C. A considered the heavy base officially, and C considered the map base, but I generally use them the other way around. I much prefer this positioning around base A, and you can get some really cheeky shots in there, which I really enjoy. So that is the map that we are going to go to. 2.5 minutes left to go before we go into that last matchup, the grand finals of tonight. And then we will see. 2 minutes left. Well, and 10 seconds. We need to be a little bit patient here. This is always the boring part. And Legion is not ready yet, but they still have time to decide on definite lineups and everything. So let's see. Slowly but surely Legion is starting to ready up, but there's still plenty of time to decide on a lineup. And this is going to be fun. I mean, on one side is my favorites for this season, and on the other side it's the guys that just pull magic out of their bums. This is basically the term that I always use for Win, but it's just them. They do weird things. They're out of the box. They're unpredictable, and that just makes them such a joy to watch and stream. That doesn't mean they're my favorites for the season, but it does make them basically like the underdog that I really, really like. I think that's also because they're unpredictable. What they do, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And when teams are going to take it ultra seriously, like we probably will see, especially in the final stages, then that's very different. And yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. 44 seconds left to go. Eggy is in the lineup as well. He just needs to ready up. But we see 2 IS4s, a Vickers, 2 E5s, a 215B, and potentially a T22 medium with 25 seconds left on the clock. "16 seconds left to go. And then we start the last bit of the stream today. The last matchup. And here we go. Dun 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 dun. Honestly, I have no idea how to chat on PC. I don't know if I could chat to them if I wanted to be honest. I have no idea. And here we go. Let's see. We have been focusing on the C and B side. And Legion doing the same thing. Rambo taking an epic spotting position. Spotting, but staying unspotted. Not really wanting to get shot at. And we see some first lines of fire happening. But no damage being done yet. Eggy and Kuma shooting at each other. And we have someone from north going in to take the base. And he is not alone, and that's the fun thing here. I'm not sure if they expect that. They're not camping together. There's some blind fire happening. But they are getting the base. And that means that Win now has an advantage. They have a base advantage. It means that we'll have an ever-growing point advantage. Oof, Eggy taking a bit of damage there. Whoops, going around the back probably to grab base A. He does get hit going over. The Radicals moving towards the middle here. And there we go. Whoops, being very careful. Going into base A, and at the back we see Killer and Rambo making their way towards them. Whoops, turning around. Meeting Rambo, who's literally Ramboing into him. They are shooting each other, and now Rambo has to be careful not to overextend, but Object 3 takes quite some damage going after him as well, and Whoops is actually taken out from by Gabe. Rambo is not looking too healthy either, he has to get out of there. And Killer from North allows him to. Basically now we have Eggy to the rescue of Object 3. But Whoops being taken out like that is quite brutal. Object 3 is not looking too healthy. Eggy is going after the Vickers. Rambo having been a bit too Rambo. Oof, and Object 3 still survives, if barely. But there you go, base B is being kept by Gabe. Eggy, tracking athlete. But there we go. Someone from North has been taken out. Base A is now also being taken. Zerd is being fired at. Gabe has been taken out. Win does not have the tank advantage, but they definitely have a point advantage and a base advantage here. If they can keep that, an athlete has to be careful here. No idea what Rambo was doing there. Shooting HE and IS-4. Oof. Vanessa has been taken out. Athlete needing help. Killer turning around to give him just that. Rambo having to be careful. Oof, Rambo taken out. HP wise, oof. We only have athlete left. And they have the point advantage. But Radicals. Basically, Legion is looking very unhealthy. Thomas is the only tank left with some proper HP. But now Thomas is going to take base C. And I think they're expecting him in there. He kind of has to go and get the base here. And see if he can get away with that. Radicals. Moving in. Very carefully. Oh, and he gets him! What a game! That was so close! That was so close. Look at the difference in damage. I mean, like I said, at this stage I don't believe everyone is taking it all too seriously, but that was so close. I loved it. And just the whole dance around near base A and everything, it's just lovely. I love it. I like it when we get stuff like that. One minute and 17 seconds left to go before we go into the second match, potentially the last match of the evening. And Win is ready up in 2 Vigors, an E5, a T22 medium, a 215B and 2 IS4s. And we're seeing on the other side 1, 2, 3, 4 4 E5s and 3 T22 mediums. Okay, 2 T22 mediums and a Vigors light. I mean, it can be a legit lineup, but it's unlikely to be that, because with all the strengths of the tanks you also take the weaknesses. But I have a feeling we're gonna see an epic rush match now, and we're just going to have fun with it. And I saw Jaman ask, do you pay attention to the chat? Yes, I do, but there's a 5-minute delay, so there's not much use to it. And here we go. 15 seconds left to go before we go into the second match of the Grand Finals. Potentially match point for Legion. And we're just going to have fun. Like I said, I do expect an epic rush match here. But it's only going to be funny. Let's see. Dun 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 dun. And here we go. Win spinning up for a B and C version. No one going for A just yet. And Legion going on the train towards the middle. Whoopsie has been spotted. And now all of Legion has been spotted. Hits into killer there. Someone from North taking base C. Look at the position that Whoops is in though. That was weird. And Legion is just going straight on in. Zerd losing a hell lot of HP here. Like I said, I did expect this. This is the rush that I was expecting. If not as coordinated as I thought. Athlete from North has been taken out. Zerd is not looking too healthy. He's not going to survive for long, but Gabe is being absolutely murdered here. And Zerd is still alive, actually being protected by Radicals. And there he goes. He even gets another kill. Someone from North getting shot from the side. The Radicals losing a little bit of HP there. Someone from North almost gone. And now we have Banani. That is the next in line. Zerd still alive. There he goes. It took some time, but it happened. And now we just have Object 3 going after Killer there. Rambo from North is all alone. Killer is going to be killed soon. Banani is gone. Killer driving up and over, but going. And Kuma, and now we only have Rambo. The only one to have not gone Rambo is Rambo. And he is up in a 6. He does get a hit, but he's still... I don't think that Win thinks that they can win this. And he gets... No, he doesn't even get hugged to death. He's up against the wall though, and it's Whoopsie that takes him out. And that is a very fast match. A very... Well, it worked. It looked like a relative uncoordinated push, but it really worked. A very big damage difference, but that's mostly because Legion was just focus firing, keeping each other alive and everything, and just basically Win was actually trying to play tactical, and that is not what Legion had in mind, let's put it that way. So, that is it for tonight actually. And that is a very quick ending to a very fun evening of matches, even though we got some teams that we didn't quite plan to be streaming. We did have fun and those matches were lovely as well. So that is it for me. Thank you all for watching. Hope you guys all enjoyed it, and I will be back on Wednesday with the next tournament stream. And I will have the reward stream then. So again, thank you all for watching. Hope you're all staying safe and healthy, and I'll be seeing you guys next time again. Bye bye!